The topic that I'm going to deal with is solving equations with fractions. So it means the equation that we are going to look at has got fractions, or it's made up of fractions. So the question here is, solve the following equation. Is 2p over 5 minus 3p over 2 plus p equals to 1.5. So in this case, we are dealing with an equation that has got fractions. Now, looking at the problem that we are dealing with here, it has a mixed number here, right? So because of this mixed number, I must first of all change that mixed number into improper fraction. If this mixed number was not in, it was going to be easy for me. I was just going to find the LCD, right? So however, we have got a mixed number. So change the mixed number to improper fraction. That's the first step, right? After changing the mixed number into a fraction, then I then find the LCM or the LCD. That's the lowest common multiple or the lowest common denominator of all denominators. So our denominators here, we are having 5, 2, and 2, which means I have to look for the lowest common denominator or the lowest common multiple. Then the third point or third step, multiply each term by the LCM or the LCD to get rid of fractions, right? We can easily make mistakes if we are dealing with fractions. So for me to avoid that in equations, I have to get rid of the denominators by multiplying by the LCM or the LCD. Then after that, I simplify each side. That is, I have to look at the like terms. Then I simplify all the like terms on each side. Then thereafter, I'm going to transpose terms and or numbers. All right. Now, so I'm going to solve the problem here now. I've just recopied the question. That's the starting point. Now, please forgive me here. I'm not using a touch screen. So the shapes of numbers and letters here might be a slight problem, but please just bear with me. Now, so we are dealing with 2p over 5 minus 3p over 2 plus p is equal to 1.5. So I'm going to first of all change the mixed number, like I said earlier on, into what? An improper fraction, which means it is going to be 2p that's over 5. Then we have 3p Whenever we are changing mixed number into improper, remember it's the denominator times the whole number part, which is 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1, then is 3. So it becomes 3 divided by 2. That's an improper fraction now. Right. Then from there, I'm now going to look for the LCD. What is the LCD for my fractions here? That's the LCM, or we call it what? LCD, lowest common denominator. So the LCD for 2, 5 is equals to 10. So I'm going to multiply each term by the LCM, which means it's going to be 10 here. I'm going to make use of brackets which are easier, which is times 2p over 5. I'm multiplying each term, remember, by the LCM or the LCD. Then from there, I'm going to simplify my terms now, right? We can see here then that since I am multiplying this, I can reduce it to lowest term. That's 5 into 5, 1. 5 into 10. It goes in there twice. Then 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 10. It goes there 5 times. Then here, this is just going to be 10. Then 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 10, that's 5. Then 2 times 2, p, we get 4p. Then there's a negative there, 5 times 3p, which is 15p. Then 10 times p, I can get 10p. Then 5 times 3, we get 15. Now, then from there, I simplify like terms on each side. So fortunately here we are having all the like terms on one side. So we can easily simplify it. 4p minus 15p, that's minus 11p. Minus 11p plus 10p, we get minus 1p. So I'm not going to write 1 there. It will be repetition. It's just minus p is equals to 15, which is the same as minus 1p, right? But we have to simplify minus 1p to negative p, right? Then from there, I move on to my fifth step, which says I have to transpose now, right? So in this case, we can see here that we are having negative p is equals to 15. So I must transpose what? The negative to go on to that side, which means I'm going to what? Multiply by, I just have to multiply by what? Negative 1. Multiply each term by negative 1. So that my p, my variable, is what? Positive, right? Which means I then just have to multiply by negative. This is for the sake of explanation. Is equals to negative, then we multiply by 15. So it becomes what? Positive p is equals to negative 15. That's my answer. Right, but before you finally say this is my answer or this is the answer, you must always check, because whenever you do a wrong calculation, whenever you are solving equations, that will cost you a lot of marks, because equations, in equations, you can easily find out whether your answer is correct or wrong by just what? Checking.